guys. Good morning. Good morning. I don't know what time of day it is in your neck of the wood, but in my neck of the wood, it is 9:32. This is wow, we're at episode 6 already in the Hurt Triaged and Heal series. I am your girl, Phoebe. Hopefully, the day is going good. No complaints so far. And you are living your best life. That's what I say. You're living your best life. You're enjoying your day. Probably you're just waking up. Probably you're just going to sleep because some people may just be going to sleep. But shout out to all of you who have been checking out my channel and has been engaging, loving my post, and just some people just watching and just enjoying what they see. But I want to say that I am always appreciative for the support. I'm always appreciated for what you do because you could have scroll on and leave my page, but you chose to stop by and to see what I was posting. I am super grateful. So today we want to continue from the book Her Triage and Healed. We want to continue from the book Her Triage, Finding Joy in the Dirt Personified, and we are at chapter 3. Funny, we are at chapter, no, we're at chapter 2 in the book Her Triage and Heal, and we are just a little flashback on page 1 real quick. Our topic today is surviving and survived thriving in 2025. Just to flashback a little bit on chapter 1. Yes, we've been broken, but we chose to rise again as the story of those who remain resilient and tell themselves that they will never give up. Just a caveat for that. Chapter 1, we talk about the patterns, we talk about the same person, the same place, and coming finding strategies to get by. And in chapter 2 today, we want to talk about we want to talk about surviving and thriving. We've survived, so now we're thriving in whatever place we find ourselves in. Good morning. Thank you for coming on this morning. We're our topic from the book Finding Joy in the Dirt. We're calibrating our revisits. We have to remember that sometimes we look back, it's almost impossible to separate the pain from our struggles. It's almost impossible to separate the pain from our struggles of our race and our societal expectation as like people of color and just people in general. When you go through a struggle, through a hardship, and you have gotten over it, sometimes you see it plays out in your professional life, you see it plays out in your personal life because the systematic pressures, the norm, the racial struggles, all of that, you see it plays out and you be like, oh my God, no, there's a trigger taking me back to my past. But what do you do when you have those triggers? What do you do? Do you think to yourself? No, you deal with them as they come. You explore them and be like, am I defined by the content of my character? Am I being misunderstood? Or am I just going back in my past so I can see where I'm at to move forward? And so in this chapter number 2, we are just going a little bit into the chapter, which it talks about. how the past has a way of calling us back. And we talked about that in chapter one. And it said, asking us to revisit memories we'd rather forget, moments we've long buried beneath layers of resilience and survival. In the recalibration of life, revisiting the past is essential. A lot of people don't want to visit their past. They say, oh, we move on, we move. But sometimes your past determine your future, and if you don't have a story, if you do not have a story, then you have nothing at all to talk about, because you can't even tell somebody what you have been through. You have to just understand that you are your walking living past. You are, even though sometimes you don't talk about it, but you're your walking living past, because if you don't know where you come from, you don't have a where you're going from. Hi, Kathleen. Welcome. If you don't have a clue where you're coming from, then you don't have a clue where you are going. So it's always good. I say it's always good, even though your past don't determine, your past do not make you who you are. Your past still has something to do with where you are. Your past do not make you who you are, but it still has something to do with where you are. So embrace it and know that those were growing pains to get you to the next juncture, to get you to the next chapter of your life, of what God has for you, to get you over that slope, to get you in a better place. Hi, welcome, 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 welcome. Yeah, hold on, guys. Let me share the live. Let me share the live. They have decided to tap into what has blocked them along the way. Into people's face who have who have told them no, who have not allowed them to sit at the table, who have taken away their right from sitting at the table, who have said to them, you don't belong here. They have done that. And because of that, they're thriving in a way that you cannot pull them back. You cannot hold them and say you have to go back, because guess what? They are moving forward and they understand their purpose. They understand that they have to stand and just make the difference. The influence that you are, that speaks volume for you. You're leading by example. Your growing pains have gotten you to this part in life where you said to yourself, oh my gosh, oh my God, I cannot look back and what the world has done to me. I have to move forward. I have to thrive. So I look at this young man. His name is Jamal Roberts. He's the American Idol. And when I look at Jamal Roberts, y'all know his story. He grew up in the church. His I think grandfather was a bishop. Um, grandmother was a deacon, is a deacon, and he sang in church. He emulated them. They taught him how to to sing, and he, growing up in the church, he became a masterpiece, just doing the work of ministry. And I know he has his own story. He has three children now, but as a black young man growing up in Mississippi, Meridian, Mississippi, you see and you know that that boy has been through a lot. And so he's a physical education teacher. Jamal Roberts. He's a physical education teacher at Meridian, and you can see the rapport that he has with these children. But in the midst of all of that, he failed to win at Sunday's Best here in 2019. So he has a scar to him. He has this scar of his past walking around with, and he's telling that scar that I am going to win. He's telling that scar that I am going to become something. I am not going to be a product of my past. And so that's why I said, growing up, I was taught to be strong. I was taught to be determined. I was taught to go after what I want, but not just strong in the physical, strong, to be strong in my spirit. Survivors. We're not supposed to thrive. We are only to survive. But I'm come here to tell you this morning. I come here to tell you this morning that you are a yes. Yes, and so because you know that you're walking in your purpose, there is no demon out of hell that is supposed to tell you otherwise. You are supposed to know that, listen, I am going after this dream that I have. Good morning, Curtis. I am going after this dream that I have. No, look, you can look on Facebook, you can look at Instagram, you can look at TikTok, and you see so many people who have accomplished so much, but their character, their character is something out of the walk. It's chaos in their character, but they are still moving forward because they say that I know I had a bad past, but I'm trying to push forward to make sure that my future has a good shade on it. I am doing so much better. I look at Jamaican Vibes Cartel, and he went to prison over 13 years, and I know. He went to prison for over 13 years, and he is out. And he's saying, listen, I made a commitment with God. I said to God, God, if you get me out of this place that I am in, I am going to work for you. I am going to do the work of ministry. I am going to do whatever he's doing right now. He's all of this music and whatever. But I still feel like God has a hold on his life. God has a grip on his life, and sooner or later, he's going to be ministering in totality just for the goodness of God, for the goodness of Jesus, for the glory of Jesus. Shines brighter and brighter. The closer I get, the more, and we're going to declare it, and we're going to decree it, and we're going to believe that one day he's going to come over on fully to serve God in spirit and in truth. We believe that because we see that God has gotten him so far. God, never give up on your dreams. Never give up on what God has for you. And so as we talk about, we're going to move around every now and then. As we talk about how, life has its way of just mistreating some of us. It mistreats some of us, and our culture sometimes, our cultural status sometimes, it pushes us backward, and we tend to gain influence from the wrong people. We tend to get our influence from, we see some people and we think that they're doing the right thing, and at the end of the day, they're not doing the right thing. and we see that and we say, oh, this is what I can run on. I can grab onto this, and this will help me to be a better person, not knowing that you're sinking yourself in the dirt. So in this book, I'm telling you to stop being suffocated. Stop being suffocated. You got to recalibrate. You got to turn things around in your life and get up and walk. If you were creeping, you got to get up and walk and ask God for sustenance so you can get over your struggles. You can recalibrate. You can change the way you're thinking. You can turn your life around. God can turn your life around. You just got to pray and ask him. You just gotta pray and ask him. Hi, Basilia. Hi, Caitlin. Hi, Curtis. Hi, Curtis, three times. Yes, yes, Curtis. There's a lot going on over there with the Western woman, but we still believe that God is a transformer. He can change our lives. He can transform us if we just give that all over to Him. Um, I go down. I'm on page 18. If you have the book. The process of recalibration wasn't easy. It required um, me to confront emotions and I had been avoiding for years: shame, anger, regret. Yep, you have to do that. You have to change the way how you the way how you feel. You gotta just change the way how you have been doing things. This is a book that I have been reading from. This is a book that I have been coming to you from. I'm going to drop the website as always. I drop the website in the chat after I'm done, so you can go on my website and you can purchase the book. When you purchase the book through Zelle, it's easier when you purchase the book through Zelle. Then I'll be able to send you that book directly, no matter where you are. But we have to recalibrate. When we see things are getting out of control, we have to recalibrate and thrive. Thrive in the fact that you are emotionally steady. You're getting your therapy. Yes, you're getting counseling. You're getting therapy. You are coming out of that quiet space that you are accustomed to, that reclusive space that you are accustomed to, those suicidal thoughts, those hi Juju, how are you? Those suicidal thoughts, those things that keep you just turning back. You have to continue. When you recalibrate, you are turning things at 360 degrees to get you back up on track and thriving again in whatever you thought that you have lost, thriving again into a sense of accomplishment, thriving again in a sense of belonging, thriving again in an informed capacity where you are loved, you are cared for, and people around you love and see you and acknowledge the things you do, acknowledge your worth. Because a lot of time our worth speak for us, and a lot of time we're not told that we are worthy. A lot of time we're not told that we're worth it. A lot of time people look down on us, pull the chair out from underneath us, tell us we don't belong at the table, tell us that we are good for nothing. And you have to let them know that that doesn't determine you. You continue to thrive in whatsoever you're working on. You can to thrive. You continue to thrive in whatever God has for you. But you got to know that purpose. You got to know that the purpose that God has for your life is bigger than anything else. And until you tap into that, you'll be able to recalibrate. You'll be able to turn around and say, you know what? I'm going to move forward no matter what things may look like. Tried, you have not been disgruntled. You are just staying in a posture where life does not look like you're struggling anymore. Hi there, good morning. Thank you so much. We're talking about surviving versus thriving because when you're surviving, it means that you're trying, you're testing things out. But when you are in the posture of thriving, it means that you are owning things, you're owning stuff, you're owning all of the things that you have been through, and you're moving forward, straight forward. You're focus driven. You're having those tools in your toolbox. You're taking them out when you need to. You're putting on your full armor, because I got to talk about Jesus here. You're putting on your full armor, and anything you're doing it because God told you to do it. Anything you're doing, you're walking steadfastly, you're achieving, you're attaining. You're be like, God, I'm going after this because you have this for me, and this is what I want. And I am moving forward in that direction. Thriving against versus survival. A survivor is trying to determine if they deserve. Why should I stop the video? Why should I stop the video, Laren? Laren, why should I stop the video? Yes. So a thrive. Whenever you're thriving, you're constantly going up. But when you're surviving, you're moving about in different plateau. You're moving everywhere to see how much you can attain, to see how you don't even know your next move because you're just surviving, you're testing things, you're trying things, you're trying to see where you can go. But listen, guys, let me tell you something. Right now I'm thrive. What do you mean by stop, Lauren, Lauren, explain. Listen, guys, I am, what happened to the video? Can you see it? Move. The next thing that God has for you, the next thing that He has for you is bigger than you, because you're going to be finding joy. That's what I'm doing right now with me, Lorraine. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm finding joy in the difficult times. I'm finding joy where the enemy told me that I could not find joy. See, that's what he whispered in our ears. That's what he whispered in our ears. He whispered in our ears for us to be negative, for us to be a pessimist, for us to look on the darker side of life. That's what the enemy does to us. But God is saying, I have equipped you for this. I have purposed you for this. I have prepared you. I have prepared you. And because I have prepared you, you have to stay on course. You have to stay on course to get to that next level that I want you to be. And because you have to stay on course, you will have to endure. And so, because some of us are still surviving, some of us are still surviving. Some of us are still trying to figure it out. But God said, no, you don't have to figure it out because I have already figured it out. All you have to do is say yes. All you have to do, Laren, all you have to do is say yes. You have to say yes. And when you say yes, God will open up the windows of heaven and pour down a blessing. You will not have room to receive it. That's how powerful He is. He will open up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing. You will not have room to receive it. Listen, this morning, recalibrate it, turn it around, change your thought process. Ask God to change your thought process so you will be able to know what you want, where you're going. The purpose that He has for your life is bigger than you. You have to understand that the purpose that God has for your life is bigger than you, and you only have to say yes to His will. That is, Lauren, to His will. That is, Juju. To his will, that is, Curtis. Shout out to you all for coming on with me. You have to say yes to his will. You have to say yes to his way because it is his way. It is not your way. It is his way. And the moment you open up your mouth and say, Lord, I want to follow you. I want to do the things that are right in your sight, the things that is right in your sight. That's what I want to do. I want to be able, I want to be able to get through this race because it's about the race of faith. It's fighting, it's fighting that good fight of faith. It's staying on the wall and not coming down. It's living a life that is pleasing unto God. And therefore, your past can be there, but your past is just for you to look on and say, I have gotten this far by faith. I am moving forward because God has a plan and a purpose for my life. And because He has a plan and purpose for my life, I am going to stay ready. I am going to surrender. I am going to be available for Him to use me for His glory. So, what you have been through, it's not going to determine where you're going is better than what you have been through. Guys, recalibrating your past. When that journey, when that journey's ended, our lights will shine like never before because we have seen the precursor. We were a part of the foretaste. We are a part of the first fruit. And now we're here to reap our inheritance. Guys, listen, this was so amazing this morning. Thank you so much for joining me. I will be closing off at 30 minutes. I try to do 30 minutes when I can jump in here with you. We can talk about her triage and healed. Right now, we're on the number 6 episode, and you are a part of this. You are a part of what God is doing with this page. I want you to like, subscribe, and share the live because we want to touch so many lives. Good, that is good. Like, subscribe, and share the live because we want to touch so many lives. I wanted to ring that in again. It's not about us, it's the glory of Jesus Christ. That's why I come out here. That's why I come to you with this book, Finding Joy in the Dirt. Guys, you have to jump on my website to find, hold on, let me find it and see if I can drop it in the chat. For for everyone to come on at the same time, but you can always come on and, like watch whenever, whenever I am on, or whenever I come, I come on, or whenever I post it, you can always see it then. You don't have to say, oh, okay, I share the live so anybody can see. You know, you can always jump on when I'm on here, but it's just I try to stay consistent with, kind of letting y'all know that I'm here and I'm here to talk about her triage and heal. I want to talk about it. I want you to understand that I want you to understand that it's just a matter of time before we get acknowledged, and we're not going anywhere, guys. We're not going nowhere. We're not going nowhere. We're not going nowhere. We're not going anywhere. We're gonna hear and we're gonna talk about this hurt triage and heal, because a lot of people are still hurt. A lot of people are not sure that they're healed, but they're already healed. And we want to spread that. We wanna we wanna put that out there to let you all know that, listen, guys, I have to go exercise. I have to go like do like three three things I have to go and do. So I'm not running away from you. I want to send a. Mm, 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 mm. I want to send a message. Yeah, I want to send a message to. Why should I? I pin your message because I wanted to know why you said I should do that. I pinned the message. But listen, I love you all, and I know that you're gonna come back again to watch my video, even though somebody said I should stop the video, but I'm not gonna stop the video. I'm gonna continue to talk on this video. I like Lorraine. Right, Lorraine? Lorraine, I love you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for engaging today. You are the best. Thank you for engaging. I appreciate that. And so now I want to pin somebody else who was on here who has uh I want to pin Curtis. Hi, Curtis. I want to pin your message. I want to pin your message, Curtis. Yep. What else y'all want to talk about? I am done here. And you know what? How we do it.